Hello, mortals! I am the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup before I film videos today. And I do see we had a note here by Cappuccino who can't make it. I hope you are doing well, Cap, and hope to see you next week. And I'm not sure if anyone is here yet, but if you are, please say hello in the chat. Okay, so where are we? What are we doing? For some reason, I thought I'd do a theme, and I grabbed a red wig, put on this red fringe that I don't wear very often for the Get Ready With Me's. And I guess I'm going to do red. So, see, sort of a red eye look with, let's see. Let me just see what colors we have here. I could do red and then cut the crease with blue. Or purple. I've been doing purple a lot. Hey, Cool Gamer. Thank you for being here. I think you're the first one to show up. So happy you're here. As per usual, I'm unorganized and wondering what I should be doing. I'm thinking of a red eye because I grabbed a lot of red stuff. And maybe cut the crease with pink or blue, something like really different. Maybe I'll do blue. Okay. So hope your reading journey has been going well. Mine hasn't. I've been having kind of a slow reading month. And hopefully that will change. But I've been focusing on my writing, so maybe that's good enough. Okay, I'm using this template. I really need to start drawing my eyebrows higher. I always say I'm going to. I always think I do, but they're never. Seem to be high enough. Okay, we'll just go with that as a start. And let's grab a light red. Oh, this brush is too big. Well. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put down a little bit of flash paint. Okay, well, feel free to say anything, Cool Gamer. I think it's just you and I right now. Things are, I guess, a little slow today. Oh, but my allergies have been acting up today, so I was like, I'm not really excited to start this because, for me anyway, my allergies are, I get this headache like right here. But I took some Tylenol and some allergy medication, and it seems to be okay. Trying to blend this red just a little bit. Just to, I'm so poor at blending. I'm sure it's the products I use, or partially the products I use. Also, partially my skill level. Okay. Then trying to blend it up to white. Sorry if I'm being quiet. But okay, let me go into. I've been trying to use clown white, which is this cream white. Not as much as I used to, but sometimes I think maybe I should go back to use sort of a little bit more. Okay. So, I think it's just you and I, Cool Gamer. Actually, I'm going to check to see if there's actually anyone else here, if I'm talking to myself, which is fine. I mean, not everyone can be here all the time.
The fastest way to join.
Oops. Okay, yeah. Oh boy, life in the fast lane, I tell you. But I know I'm just talking to myself pretty much. I wonder if I'll go through my makeup faster. if I don't talk as much or, have people around to chat with. But if anyone does stop in later and is wondering what I've been doing this week, I have been continuing with my writing, which has been going very well. But for some reason, though, I haven't been reading much. I'm still reading Children of the Mind by Tchaikovsky. Mostly because I just really want was in the mood for a science fiction. And I know Fit to Be Read really recommended it. So he told me it reminded him of The Expanse, which I totally see why. I mean, they're different books, but they're both science fiction and the way they do chapter POVs is similar. Okay, so that's kind of the outline for the read. And let me set that as much as I can. And of course, I have been watching RuPaul's Drag Race, the All Stars, which I am loving. The new season format, in my opinion, has really changed the dynamics and I think freshened up the game. Or the show. Speaking of which, this is kind of crazy. They're talking about a new reality show of like the world's next great novelist. So instead of like a Project Runway, or it's like Project Runway or RuPaul's Drag Race, but the competition is writing, it just seems very bizarre to me. Because let's face it, writing, unlike there's other uh, shows like Top Model and Project Runway and Drag Race, and they're very visual mediums. And writing isn't. But who knows? Maybe it'll take off. Maybe it'll be interesting. I do know some writers or some author tubers. Some of their channels are writing sprints where I guess you're supposed to write along with them. But it's like not the most interesting thing to watch because it's just a countdown timer and Ghostly is here. New viewer, hey, I found you by looking up recent book reviews. A book you mentioned in a video was The Green Rider. Oh, thank you, Chastity. Or Chastity, excuse me. Green Rider by Kristen Britton. It's, I don't know if you're familiar with Mercedes Lackey's Voldemort series. It kind of reminded me of that, kind of, sort of, but a lot more adult. But I love the magic system. I love the main character. It has a very likable main character. I strongly recommend that series. I don't know if I've kept up with it. I think I've read, I want to say 4 or 5 books in that series. And I think it's gone on to more than that, but and feel free to recommend any books to me. Honestly, I think Kristen Britton's writing is I was going to say on par with Brandon Sanderson as far as storytelling goes and writing. But again, one of those writers that just, for whatever reason, hasn't taken off. Or maybe she has. But I think that's a pretty popular series, but just not like Brandon Sanderson popular. You are most welcome, Chastity. Yeah, I'm sorry there's not more people in the chat today. For some reason, we have a slow day, which is fine. But a lot of times, other people will jump in with recommendations. But today, makeup-wise, I don't know what got into me. I just grabbed a bunch of red stuff, so I thought I'd do a red look. Okay. My kryptonite is attempting to blend. And by blending, that means seeing if it'll show up on camera, because that's different, I've found, than if something looks blended in the mirror. Like in the mirror, it looks blended. But rarely jump into books, sadly, so I'm trying to read more and read from different genres. Well, I mostly stick to speculative fiction, that is fantasy, science fiction, sometimes horror. But I also try to read cross age groups, like middle grade, adult, young adult. I haven't been having a great luck with young adult. Well, that's not true. I've had a few good ones. But the trick is, finding a book that really suits or makes you want to get back into reading, is find something that's really fast paced, that really is a page turner. But it's good you want to get back into reading. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I'm kind of in a little bit of a reading slump myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just trying to concentrate. Remember, there was a horror book I read in elementary school called The Full Tilt. I'm going to have to check that out. Because I think of like middle grade horror, I just think of like R.L. Stine, it's Goosebumps. Right, so this black goes a long way. There was a science fiction book that I read in middle school that I thought was really scary. About this girl who was kind of tired of her parents for no good reason, just being a teenager. and she finds this shop, or this I forget how she meets this woman, but this woman is making robots that look exactly like people. And so she invited the girl to, oh, if you're sick of your parents, you can just stay here and have fun with me, and we'll send a robot to take your place. And at first it's wonderful, and she was like eating ice cream and eclairs and all these sweets and not having a care in the world, while her robot doppelganger went to school and did her chores and did all that. But eventually things took a dark turn. I wish I remembered the name of that book. I think I looked it up at one time, but I don't remember. Fit to be Red's here. Thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we have just a couple people here, but the regulars don't seem to be around. But I am so happy to see you, Fit. About a group of young kids to teens who all went to a fairground, and a bunch of scary and crazy things started happening. Yeah. I know, but it happens. But you're here. I want to let you know I am still reading Children of the Mind. It's been a slow reading month for me. I just haven't been. What's going on with this top? I haven't been able to get motivated to read as much, though I still am writing, which is a good thing. I think I'm going to do actually, you know what? I'm going to lay down I was going to cut the crease with blue. Make sure I have. I'm looking for blue glitter. I'm a little worried the blue glitter is too on the green side. And since I use a green screen, oops. And since I use a green screen, that could cause issues. Well, we'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. I did find some glue glitter. Our Children of Time. It's the one by Tchaikovsky, who I saw on your poll or something that you're having as a guest author. That is so exciting. Oh dear. Okay. Feel free. Feel free. Yeah, I hear you, Chastity. Like I said, you just need to find one of those uh, page turner books that are really fast paced that you just get immersed in and can't forget about things. But yeah, give Green Rider a try. Who knows? Okay, so oh boy, this blue is darker than I thought. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to try to. Too many things going on. Try to lighten it up. Oh, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. Oh, you have to start laundry and get things done. Yes, thank you for dropping by, Chastity. And I hope you enjoy it. The recommendation was for a fantasy, the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton. But anyway, if you're still here, Fit, I wonder your embarrassing booktube stories. I can't imagine that other booktubers haven't gone through whatever it is you went through. Yeah, you're here. Oh, and if you weren't here earlier, I am. Maybe one reason why I'm not reading as much as I am about to finish up the middle grade novel I've been writing. And I'm feeling really good about it. But of course, you never know. Could just be fooling myself. Two different occasions, interviewing two different people. Did the oh no, not what an interview. There is a working title. I am kind of don't want to share it publicly, but if you're interested in being a beta reader, just shoot me an email because I really could appreciate some honest, blunt feedback if you're willing to do that. And that's for anyone if you're interested in being a beta reader. Because I actually have a couple beta readers. Beta readers being people that read an early draft of a novel before you give it to the public or an agent or whatever. But my beta readers that I've been using are people I've known. Well, I won't get into how I know them, but they're all very professional. I mean, in professions. They don't have anything to do with writing. I mean, one's a child psychiatrist, one's a research scientist, and one's a surgeon. It's like, is that the best? No, not your typical readers, except maybe a child psychiatrist of middle grade stories. Okay. You give honest feedback. Also not a great editor, but my eyes always, yeah. Well, you know what? For beta reading, although it's really nice to get someone that does line edits or grammar edits, but you really just get wanting to know, like, get a general idea of, does my plot work? Was the pacing good? Did it hold your interest? Were the characters relatable? Was the dialogue believable? I mean, so when you say beta reading, it's not really necessarily editing, although you're welcome to do that. But that's not really what the main thing that authors look for a beta reader. But it's so hard getting feedback. Okay, I'm going to start putting on glitter. I'm thinking this is wet enough that I don't. Actually, that's fine. I don't know if this is wet enough to hold the glitter, but I'm going to try. But I also want to get into like a critique group or have a critique partner, but it's really hard to find a place. I'm going to try a group out next month. Okay, I swear to you, if you're seeing what I'm seeing on the screen, it's going to look a lot different when I film this. The glitter just reflects the light. May not look. Okay. Okie dokie. It's around, I mean, I'm going to finish it this week. I'm just like on the last, this is like the second rewrite. And the first draft that I had sent out to agents, I did get a full request, but I didn't get an offer. But I think I've addressed what I think people have been having issues. Anyway, how long is it? It's about 55. It's going to be between 55 and 60,000 words, which it's long for a middle grade, but not for sort of like the Percy Jackson books. I don't know if you've read those. It's a little shorter than them, but it's in that grouping or in that category. Okay. So oh, thank you. They're going to be very blue. I don't know Voxer. Nope. I don't even know what Voxer is. Lori's here. Hope you are all doing well. I am doing well, Lori. Thank you for asking. Yeah, there's just, I think a lot of things are happening today. Not many people can show up. I do want to tell you that I finally got your message on Instagram. Apparently your message was being like held and I had to like approve it. I don't know what's going on with Instagram. But Cappuccino did check in earlier today to say that she won't be able to make it today. Yeah, to change your Instagram name. I think I remember that. I think wasn't like something spamming you or spamming. I don't know. Okay, I need the black. Okay. Here it is. So I'm going to go in with black. And I am using this Chroma Cake. I don't know. I've been using Chroma Cake for the past couple weeks. And I'm not convinced it's the greatest stuff, but Alrighty. Okay. Finished Goliath by Onobuchi and Freed's Frame Revolution by Watts. Recently rereading Spin and Sea of Tranquility. Wow. Boy, you're a fast reader. I'm assuming, is that just for this month? It's so funny because if you would have asked me say 10 years ago or 20 years ago, if I was a fast reader or not, I would be like, oh yeah. Because I knew very few people that read as much as me. But then I got into Booktube, and people are I don't want to say crazy, but people are prolific readers. I am just amazed at how many books some people read and on a consistent basis. Slow, just fitting more reading time in somehow, shorter books too. Yes. I really think it's interesting how, and I don't know if it's a trend or what, but there seems to be more novellas out than I've ever seen before. Of course, my conspiracy theory is that since so many people buy Kindles or e-readers, that they don't realize they're buying a novella. So the publisher can charge full novel prices for shorter works, which has happened to me a couple times. But now I'm catching on. Now I'm getting savvy to sort of look a bit closer. Although in Shelve It or Shove It, I don't. They won't say if it's something that's a novella or not. I'll just pick it based on the cover. Okay. But I only see that in science fiction. I don't really see that in fantasy. Which is kind of interesting. I think fantasy readers often expect long books more than science fiction readers. I'm just generalizing. And I don't think that has anything to do with world building. I've heard some people say, well, fantasy and science fiction have to be longer books because of the world building. But science fiction was, modern science fiction started in the pulp magazines where you could build a whole world in a very short and concise story. Oh, shoot. I may end up with a beauty mark there. Okay. I might, his long one, King 1120. Oh, since I have a backlog of reads to review, so I could stretch it out. I haven't read that, but I saw the series about it. It's a really interesting story. Yeah, I'll be curious about what you think of that one. The thing about King is the strength of his writing is really the characters. At least for me, that's what stands out in all the King stories I've read. You see, he has such a strong grasp or ability to make his characters come to life. Okay. Lynette, I was wondering what happened to you. There's it's been a very unpopulated chat room, but Fit has joined us. We saw a few new faces. Lori briefly popped in. Cappuccino left me a message that she wouldn't be able to make it. So I am so happy that you could join us. Finally, your alarm didn't go off. I always forget what time it is for you. To catch you up, I have been in my continuous reading slump, but could be because I'm doing a lot of writing on my own. And I am looking for beta readers if anyone is interested in beta reading this novel that I wrote that I think it's really good for middle grade. I'm so glad the camera doesn't pick up some of the mistakes I'm doing. I mean, the textures, it's really bizarre. Okay. So I think the eyes are about done. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to leave it. Almost 6 a.m. Wow. That is crazy. Listen to Prayer for the Crown Child. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that new book to come out. Or the new sequel. Can I get rid of that? No. Okay. I'm going to add some more blush. Now, I don't know if you've read that, Fit. I haven't read the sequel, but the original Monk and Robot book, it's Becky Chambers is the author. It's really fascinating to me because it's basically a utopia. We read so many science fictions about dystopias that it's really an unusual twist when your main character lives in a utopia. Of course, maybe that'll change in this latest novel. Okay. I don't really want a beauty mark, so I'm going to attempt to cover this up. I don't even know if you can see it. It's this little dark spot here. Come on, full coverage. Okay. Okay, well, thank you, Fit. If you hope to see you back, but if not, hope you have a great weekend. Ooh, Shogun, the one with Richard Chamberlain. Is that his name? That actor who finally came out. Okay. I think I am happy with the eye, so I'm just going to. I don't know if it's lighting, but I've been looking so white in my videos. Let's see if I can. Thought I had a bronzer. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. You know, I think Aldous Huxley wrote a book on a utopia after he did Brave New World. Oh, the book Shogun. Is that wasn't Michener, was it? Was it Clavel? Okay, so I hope you liked it. It's twisted. It's a twisted show. Clavel. Thank you. It's a twisted show. Oh, God dang it. But it really turns the hero mythos or superhero genre on its head. It's really a exploration of the concept, how much does power corrupt people? And let's face it, superheroes, as we read about them in books or comic books, are sometimes super wildly powerful. Anyway, it's also an anti-hero story, pretty much. Certainly twisted. Watched 4 episodes so far. She'll warn you, it's not for everyone. I'm not sure of your taste threshold for movies or shows. Don't mind anti-heroes. I love a good anti-hero story. Like I said, I think the main character in the Poppy Wars was an anti-hero. Certainly by book 3 she was. Okay. My favorite anti-hero is a book called Empress by Karen Miller, I believe. I think I've talked about it before. But it's actually part of a trilogy, whereas like there's this war, between two kingdoms. But the first two books aren't about the war. The first two books is the rise of power of one side, which is one that's the Empress. And then the second book is of the other side. And then the third book is when they really clash. I think it's called the Riven Kingdom books. Man, I need to find a new red liquid lipstick. These. Yeah, this is about red. It's coarse. Kayla, thank you for joining us. Starting next year's reads already? I might include a trilogy or two, no new series. Okay. Of course, first and foremost, I recommend Robin Hobb if you haven't read Robin Hobb already. One theory said, did you read the Jade War? See, the series I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I bet Lynette's already read it. The Jade War series or the Greenbone Saga. Which I think is really interesting because not only is it a metaphor, in my opinion, of the Cold War, but it's a family saga, and you don't really see that as much in fantasy. I mean, I don't read that much mainstream fiction, but I don't think it's there as much anymore either. Like 30 years ago, you'd see them a lot, probably thanks to the Thornbirds. Just putting a gloss over the lipstick to see what. Yeah, I think I screwed up one of my orders. I thought I was like ordering a bunch of lipstick and I ended up with a bunch of gloss. So I might as well try to use it. You've read 3 Robin Hood trilogies. Okay, great. Those are the ones yeah. If you read those 3 trilogies about Fitz and the Fool, those are probably the best. Okay, that one. I think you'll be really interested in that one. Oh, The Magicians. Ooh, that's a good one too. It reminds me of The Boys if it was the treatment of The Boys to comic books is like the treatment of Narnia in The Magicians. Like it just takes if you're like really in love with the Portal Fantasies and Narnia and have those good feelings as a child, if you read them like I did as a child, and then you read The Magicians and it just goes so dark. It takes it into such a really unique universe. The both series are good. And by the way, The Magicians isn't about children, but it's like the backstory is children may have traveled to another land, but now we're in a different time period, and that's sort of like part of a history, like a retrospective history of, I think the main character, it's a magic school for university. So it's college age kids are the main characters. Anyway, I think I'm done with this look. I mean, I wish I could find bronzer because I feel like I look so white. I don't know why. Well, I'm not going to stress about it. Yeah. Oh, you recently finished the Greenbone Saga, but the last book was a bit. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Have to read a select a new country to read books from, maybe New Zealand or Korea or Canada. Feels like I should know Canadian authors, but I mean, they're all American, North American. Okay, so I went with this red look. I mean, there's like red eyeshadow around it with the blue lid. But I just grabbed all this red. I don't know what I was thinking of. So I thought, why don't we just do a red scare? um, and for a wig, I really my only red wig. Which people have described as Bette Midler's hairstyle from Hocus Pocus, which I totally get. Oh, book! See, I think I need to try to zoom out because this wig is kind of big. There. So this is the. Oh, let me put on gloves. Thank you, Lynette. Oh yeah, you love this wig? Yeah, it's such a statement piece that sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed by it. Especially when doing videos. It's like, is this the look I want for a video? But the lady in red. Okay. What am I planning on filming today? Thank you for asking. Well, I have one unboxing video in the bag or in the can, but I ran out of room to shelve books. But this week I went out and got a bunch of IKEA bookshelves. And so now I have space to actually put the books that I keep taking out of boxes. And then I'm like, wait a minute, these shelves are filled. Where am I going to put them? So I have bookshelves off to the side. So I only have probably 2 more videos. Well, 3 videos for you because there's one you haven't seen of unboxing. And then I'm finally done. I'll finally be done with all the books. And then I'm going to do a Critical Role video, of course. But I'm also thinking I may do Shelve It or Shove It today just to have that done. But I was also thinking, let me know if you think this is a good idea or not, because I haven't scripted anything for it. But I may just do a reaction reading this Publishers Weekly article about a new game show or new reality TV show. Now, you know, there's like Top Model, there's Drag Race, there's Project Runway, where people compete to become the next great X. Well, they're planning a new reality show of who's going to become the next great author, which I think is so fascinating, but I can't see how it's going to be interesting to the general public, because those other shows that I just mentioned, they're visual mediums. So it's not like you can look at a garment or look at a drag queen's makeup or see a model go down the runway. They're just words. How are they going to, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to make this interesting to your average viewer who aren't going to be voracious readers like us, or to be interested in the writing process, which I am. I personally am, but I just think it's so interesting. I've been looking at videos to answer the questions. Can you have too many books? Yeah. Case in point, when you start running out of space and your garage is filled with books and you have to run out to IKEA to get bookshelves. Of course, I switched to the Kindle. When did I switch to the Kindle? 10, 12 years ago. So I definitely used to have a lot more of an issue with books, physical books. New pair of the rings dropped. Okay, maybe I'll do a reaction to that. I have so many things to do. Yeah, very niche show. The trailer dropped. Yeah, I need to see what network it's on. It can't be a major network. It must be like Discovery or some obscure network. But okay. Well, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to go ahead and film a few videos. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. If you go back and watch this video, there's half the time there was just me trying to chat and fill the time. And if you're interested in being a beta reader on the middle grade novel that I've written or I'm planning to finish this week, please drop me a DM. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And as per usual, may all the books you read be blessed.